Guys, we have some interesting things going on with UK news and the Labour debate and who is going to succeed Mr. Miliband as the head of the party. Well, actually, he's long gone. It's now Harriet Harman who's running things and having some interesting times during PMQs and taking certain stands. But Jeremy Corbyn is the furthest left of the candidate. He's gotten the Unison endorsement, which is the major labor union. And he's also gotten the attention of what we now call bogus labor leadership votes, where, for basically less than a fiver, you can join the Labour Party even though you're a Tory.
Yeah, so Tories and Trots are joining up, aren't they?
I mean,
Corbyn, doesn't he has the support of Unite as well, doesn't he, if I'm right in saying so?
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't make this up, really, could you? I mean, it's incredible.
I'm not quite sure whether he's delighted by it or he sees it as a bad dream, really.
He didn't really want to do this, did he?
Well, no. He had to speak nicely to some of his colleagues, didn't he, to be put on the ballot paper. Apparently, so they could widen the debate.
Oh, I better do it then.
Yeah, well, the debate has gone haywire as far as
widen the debate.
Yeah.
well, it's interesting to watch this guy because, I mean, he's got that kind of rock star appeal to so many people. I mean, he's almost
by far the oldest as well, and yet attracting the young voters.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
'Cause he's 66, I think, isn't he?
Yes, I think so.
And he's attracting the younger voters. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I mean,
And always been an opposition MP, and a very good opposition MP, of course. But I don't think leadership is in his bones, really.
I mean, just to put everyone in the picture, Jeremy Corbyn wants to, I think I'm right in saying, renationalise the railways and renationalise, I think, the energy companies, as well as other things. And Tony Blair, the former Prime Minister, said, Labour Prime Minister said, if that's where Labour's heart is, then you should have a heart transplant.
Have you ever heard him utter the words business and production, profits and manufacturing? They're like expletives, and he doesn't swear in public.
Well, he's a fascinating character only because he reminds me so much of Bernie Sanders in America right now. Who's the populism of what he is saying is striking a chord with so many people. I mean, I have to go to Sheffield in early September, and the price for a round trip ticket leaving on a Friday, coming back on a Sunday morning, is in excess of £120. And so you sit there and you say he wants to nationalize the railroads. Well, I'm not so sure that the free market has been any boon for the rail system. I mean, if you look at what we're having to pay, I mean, when I lived in the Netherlands, you could travel from one end of the country to the other for 35 euros, which is about £30 round trip return. And here, if you don't, it's worse than the airlines in their heyday. If you have to go last minute, it can be as much as £300 to go from here in Cardiff to
crazy,
and that's not even first class.
Unless passenger numbers have kept on increasing, haven't they?
Yeah.
They're carrying as many now as they have in their heyday.
And you've got to stand a lot of the time as well.
The whole way.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think Jeremy Corbyn has tapped into that dissatisfaction, hasn't he? And but I don't think you can go back, can you? I mean, obviously the free market is not working correctly, and there should be more restriction, more guidelines. But renationalising it isn't the answer, I don't think. And renationalising energy companies probably isn't the answer. And he's talking about these things, and he's going back 30 years.
Well, not sure. He may be going back 30 years, but at the end of the day, you also have to look at the fact that, the out of balance pay scales for leaders of these companies. There was a time when the average worker, I think it was 20 or 30 times the salary that the CEO made. Now it's like 500 times. And you say to yourself, now there's not a CEO out there that's worth 500 times the amount of money that the average worker makes. So we've let the 1% take over everything in the free market. But look at what they've wrought. We've got more income inequality. Everything is done now in the name of so-called efficiencies. Well, efficiencies do nothing but eliminate jobs. And every indicator that you look at says that economically we're not going in the right direction, because all we're doing is beating down people each step along the way.
Except,
So-
of course, we have relatively high employment these days.
Well, yeah, because
we're
people
doing-
need
we're
two
doing be-
people need two and
yeah,
3 jobs just to
yes,
get by.
Yeah, yeah.
The thing is, people like Corbyn because they like his shirt. Have you noticed he always wears?
Well, he's not
shirt?
rehearsed, is he? The others are rehearsed, the way they stand at the podium, for instance.
Well, exactly.
He doesn't.
He's
you
not
know.
rehearsed.
Yeah,
And he just stands up in his shirt.
Yeah.
And they like that, don't they?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But he enjoys debate. I mean, debate is his, in a sense, the centre of his being, isn't it? Solutions. If once you become a serious politician, you have debate and you need debate. But usually, it's it helps to create a kind of solution that others will
I
share.
think
in.
he's to the left of Tony Benn,
Mm.
and my feeling is I think they will be out of power for a generation if he wins, and he probably won't actually. But because he's 70 points ahead now, there's always a danger with people who want to. You get this phrase, and we touched on it, didn't we? Widen the debate. Well, there's always a danger of these guys might be elected. I mean, Margaret Thatcher was elected, and she wasn't meant to be elected, really. And they were talking then of widening the debate.
I there was an editorial I read the other day, and I think it was in The Guardian, that said, don't be so smug about Corbyn if he wins, having such a huge effect on Labour's chances. And there were parallels, of course, just the other day between Trump and Bernie in the US. I mean, we are in a world right now where voters are beginning to feel their oats a little bit. I think they're beginning to say, you know what, the status quo is not working. And I think the Tories are at huge risk.
That's got to be a
right
good thing, isn't it? There's there's a groundswell of anti-politics out there, and Trump and Bernie Sanders are
Coming
benefits
from the
of it.
left and right, of course.
Yeah, and
Depending on the status quo.
people don't think
Yeah.
politicians and the political
Yeah,
process
yeah.
has the answer. We've seen it in Greece, and we're seeing it here.
Well, answers are more difficult to come by at the moment, of course.
They are.